For those of you who have never heard the DICE briefing, let me explain what the DICE program is all about, and then we're going to be on the same sheet of music. DICE is still the only subliminal counterintelligence awareness program in the world today. I did personally create this program over 2 decades ago. It actually goes back to 1 October 1989, and this program is based on neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. NLP teaches you if you want somebody to remember something forever in a day, what you have to do is you have to anchor it. So what I do throughout my entire presentation is I take the figure of DICE, I take the word DICE, I place it into your subconscious. So from this moment forward, anytime you see a dire pair of dice, you think about spying, think about security, think about espionage, think about terrorism, think about operation security. Worst case scenario for your people hearing this for the first time you see a dire pair of dice after this briefing, the first thing you're probably going to think of is me. But you'll quickly get over that, okay? It's just a glitch in the program, and every new program has a glitch in it. I don't care how smart individuals think they are, who's supposed to create brand new types of programs. Why did I do such a thing? I've actually been a special agent, counterintelligence, charged with protecting this country's national security since 10 September 1971. That's when they gave me my badge or credentials, and they told me to protect this country. And being young and impressionable at that time, I took them seriously, and I went after the bad guys with vigor. I don't know about any of you people, but I am sick and tired of bad people living a good life. Aren't you? I mean, don't you want them with a job like you, having to fight traffic to get through the gate to come to your office? Don't you want them attending meetings that accomplish nothing all day? Don't you want them paying taxes? Don't you want them as miserable as you? I do. And this is what I just really took it seriously, that I firmly believe that I could protect this country. Didn't need anybody else to tell me about it. And I just got... I just couldn't understand how people didn't know how bad the threats were and what their individual responsibilities were. So I came up with this awareness program. What I learned in years of being on the street is education is the cheapest defense of a country. Nothing more, nothing less. You don't need another guard. You don't need another gate. You need to educate people as to what their responsibilities are, what the threats are. And here's the bottom line. If you don't believe there's threats, then you're not going to buy into the need for it. We have more threats confronting us today in this country than ever before. Every minute that passes, the threats get worse. And we're the biggest part. So no matter what I tell you, all the external threats that are out there, they're bad, but they're not nearly as bad as the insider threat. The person with the badge with the clearance that we trust. Every time I turn around, it's one of us that's selling out our country. It's one of us that's lying, cheating, and stealing. And you have to be the countermeasures to this. So what I try and do, in fact, at the end of this 4.5-hour briefing, what I'm hoping you people are going to understand, okay, good, some of you heard that, okay? Some of you haven't heard a word I said yet. Some of you are still looking at me wondering who dressed me. Okay? Some of you are wondering, why don't you get a haircut, you long-haired, profound freak? You know, you got all these things going through your mind. Some of you are even wondering, can he talk any faster? I know, some of you are thinking that, you know, and I can, okay? But yeah, see, if you're thinking these things, you know what you're not doing? You're not listening. And I need people to listen. And that's why I speak at the speed I speak at. All of this has been measured out to over 23 years of doing this. I need people to hear. Because if I speak and you can't remember anything I said, you know what we just done here is wasted time. And I'm sick and tired of going through the motions, acting like we're accomplishing something when all we're doing is wasting time. Time is a precious commodity, and we all act like we got a lot of time, and we don't. And as I look out there, you're a pretty old-looking audience, okay? So some of you, you know what I mean. I mean, some of you are hoping you last the morning. You know what I mean? Yeah, me too. So, but I'm looking out there, and I'm seeing something that's really kind of making me feel good, I hope. Don't get age and IQ confused. Who in the room is 30 years of age and younger? Can I see a show of hands if you're 30 years of age and younger? Wow, that's good. And that's about 2 more people than we had yesterday. But you young people, when these older people take their morning nap in about 20 more minutes, and you know who you are, if you young people stick with me, I'm going to continue talking because this briefing really is for the young. No matter how bad I tell about the threats, the older people in this room, they don't care. Because they're going to die soon. No matter what I tell them. Me too. Listen, I'm 62. If I'm in great shape, which I'm not, I might have 10 years left. if I'm really good. Yeah. It's absolutely amazing when you get to this age. You wake up every day and go, thank you, Lord. Yeah. So we don't have time. And when I was younger, I always thought I was never going to die. And then all of a sudden, one day I woke up and I was old. And you know what happened? From me being young to being old, we kind of lost our country. And that's the threat that I can't live with. And that's the threat every baby boomer has to fix before we die. We have let things happen and let things happen and let things happen, and all of a sudden, look what we're going to give you young people. You didn't do anything wrong. If I work today, it's for my 25-year-old daughter. She didn't do anything wrong either. We need to get America back on its feet. We need to get smart. America is an unbelievable level of dumb. America is at an unbelievable responsibility area where we're not responsible for anything. We make a bad decision, somebody else has to fix it. No, we have got to do a better job for our country. And those of you who have a job here at Aberdeen Proving Ground, you are very, very lucky. Did you ever think as a government employee that you'd have people going, wow, I want a government job? Remember when we were younger, if you were in the government, it's because you were too dumb to get a good job outside, right? That's the way they looked at us, and now we have the best job in the world going. So it's up to us in this room to be the difference maker. And that's what I'm hoping I'm going to do. So what I do periodically is I say things that tell me you're listening to me. It's called infotainment. I can stand behind that lectern and I give you bullet after bullet after bullet. You're just going to go brain dead on me. I like to tell stories because you can remember stories. I want you to repeat a lot of this when you're having dinner tonight with your families. I'm going to hopefully help you if no other reason. If you don't want to believe in how bad the threats are to this country, I hope that I'm going to be able to help you live a better life and not suffer some heartache. Because I want you to know all the threats that are out there. All the threats. That's what this is about.